Welcome back to another episode of My Movie Experience, where I talk about the crazy, outlandish, funny, weird, or just plain frustrating things that happen to me while sitting in the movie theater. And since I've just taped my review of The House, time to talk about a little weird experience or a few things that happened to me while my sister and I watched The House on Saturday. So first off, we got our tickets in advance because Movies 10, they only have so many seatings, you have to pick your seats. So we get our tickets the day before each time we do Movies 10, and we have the whole theater to pick from. When it's a day ahead, all the seats are empty, and so we pick two seats, and unfortunately the day of that movie, a group of 4, maybe even 5 people decided, you know what, the row behind us would be the best seats to take. When they have full range in the theater too. Like, nope, we gotta sit behind these people. And I had a feeling these people would be a little bit on the annoying side because they had to talk or comment after every single trailer before the movies. They commented on the Annabelle creation, or is that the subtitle for the movie? Creation? I know it's a prequel to Annabelle. Thankfully it's the director of Lights Out, so maybe this will be a Ouija Origins of Evil type of story where the prequel is way better than the horrible movie that is the first movie. So I have a little bit of hopes for Annabelle Creation. Is it Creation? I forget. Of course, the people behind us are the type of people that don't think like that don't think, oh, well, this is the director of such and such movie, maybe this could be good. They don't seem to have any hopes whatsoever, or they don't pay attention to directors, or they don't care, because as soon as that trailer popped up, they're like, oh, this is that stupid doll movie. Annabelle was the worst movie ever made, which I don't blame people for thinking that. I hated Annabelle. Like, oh, well, I like The Conjuring, but this movie sucks. This is gonna be a terrible movie. I don't want to see this. We get the trailer for Daddy's Home too, where they're just going, oh, it's that movie, it's that movie. And then they're looking at each other like, oh, you saw the first one, right? You saw the first one? Oh my God, that was so funny. This is gonna be great. We get a trailer for The Dark Tower, where they're like, oh, this could be a good movie. Until they see Stephen King's name in the trailer and they think, oh, well, shoot. That's all the hopes I had for this movie thrown out the window. And we actually got 2 Stephen King movies previewed before The House for some reason. Like, we had 2 horror movies before The House. We had more horror movies previewed than comedies. So when the trailer for It shows up, it was one of the last trailers before the movie, they just couldn't stop laughing throughout the whole thing. Just laughing their asses off. So of course The House was the perfect movie for these people, where they laughed at almost every single crude joke you could possibly imagine. And of course they had to comment throughout the movie as well. Like the time when Amy Poehler's character is really drunk and she has to pee, so she can't make it in the house, or she makes the drunken decision to just pee out in the front lawn. And so we get a whole scene where she is pulling down her pants, stooping down low, and peeing in the grass. And you know what one of the guys behind us suddenly commented about? Well, he's like, wow, that's so hot. You should do that. I really like it. I really like that. You should do that. You should do that. I'd really like you to do that. Didn't want to hear about your peeing fetish, dude. Didn't need to hear that. That was the most frustrating thing throughout the movie. Thankfully, they were just quiet enough where you couldn't quite hear all the words that were said. So there are only moments when it was silent where their words stuck out and we could hear comments like the ones that I explained in this video. Thankfully, most of their talking was muffled enough, but in a way that's kind of annoying too, because you hear this sound that you can't understand the words, you don't know what's exactly being said, but you hear something behind you as you're trying to focus on the movie. That was the frustrating thing in the movie, but during the movie, me and my sister had a bit of an appalling moment. There's a moment in the movie where we just looked at each other and we were like, oh my god. Almost like a appalled expression, almost the same appalled expression that my cousin and I had during the Cars 3 experience, which I have a video of that, of course, that was my first episode. It's when Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler give in and decide to take Jason Mantzoukas to the Vegas trip. And so they're gambling, they're betting, they're rolling dice, or what is... See, I'm not a gambler, so I don't know a lot of the games that they play. That's the one we roll dice, right? And Jason Mantzoukas just can't seem to lose. And they're doing really great, and so they're betting all this money. And just when they're about to make it big, of course, Will Ferrell messes up and jinxes them by saying, don't roll a 7. And so, of course, they roll a 7. And so Will Ferrell, in most comedies, like he would, just freaks the hell out and jumps on the tables like, oh no, that's my chip, that's my girl's college fund. And during that freak out moment, there was some laughter in the theater, but there was one that was different from all the rest. Yeah, there was child's laughter during this moment. And this isn't a grown man or a grown woman that laughs like a child. No, this was legitimately a kid laughing in the theater. And so my sister and I, we look at each other, we're like, oh my god, someone brought a kid to this R-rated comedy. Now let's face it, I've had many times during movie theaters, during R-rated showings, where people do bring their kids. There's a lot of people that brought their kids to both Deadpool and Logan because they're like, oh, it's a superhero movie. It's rated R? Oh, well, never mind. It's a superhero movie, so it's alright to bring your kids. Hell, there was a family that brought their kids to Keanu because they thought, oh, it's a cute kitten movie. That should be safe for the kids. Nope. Heck, there's this one moment in the house when Will Ferrell is sitting on a bed and behind him is this huge portrait of real women all contorted into a ball as they're all like either sniffing or licking each other's assholes, and there's like there's like at least 3 sets of legs all contorted as they're all like in each other's butts. When that is shown in the movie, suddenly someone went, oh my god! I'm guessing it was the parent that brought their kid. And so when the movie was over, when the bloopers were over and it was ready to get up, we got up and sure enough, we saw a single kid in the movie theater leaving with her parents. This kid had to have been probably 5 or 6 at this rated R movie, laughing just as much as all the other adults. Well, thank you for watching this episode of my movie experience, and hopefully I'll have a little bit more because I had a few more experiences in June. And hopefully I'll get to them. Because there was The Mummy, there was Megan Levy, and there was an experience in It Comes at Night. So I had 3 upcoming movie experiences with just those 3 movies alone. Hopefully I'll get to them. But until next time, this is Bruce Gifford, and thanks for watching.